Well, Frances Haugen, welcome to Denmark.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
You're going to be part of the Libra Prize award show later on, but right now we're going to talk a bit about what actually made you want to become a whistleblower. In your case, working in Facebook. What was there one pivotal moment where you thought this is too much? I have to do something about this.
So there was a long period of time where my concerns continued to grow. It was just more and more things happened that I was concerned about the safety of the public, safety of people in the most fragile places in the world. And a key moment happened in December 2020 where Facebook responded to the US 2020 election by dissolving the team inside of Facebook that was responsible for Facebook being a positive civil actor. That it was called civic integrity. And when they did that, I knew that they had given up on trying to solve this problem. That companies can only change if there's a critical mass, if there's a center of excellence for pushing that change inside of a company. And when Facebook dissolved that group, it became clear that they weren't willing to make the investments or make the commitment to being a positive force in the world. And so that was the moment I realized I was going to have to figure out how to act.
I mean, some people would argue that the riot on the Capitol was enough of a reason, because it was pretty obvious quickly that Facebook was at least part of that mobilization of darker elements of the American democracy.
So part of why I think there's a close link between them dissolving civic integrity in around December 6th to December 4th of 2020, and what happened at the Capitol on January 6th. Because there were many safety mechanisms that were on for the November 2020 election. Things like saying, live video, we have very little ability to have oversight on live video. As a result, people do things like commit suicide on it. There have been mass shootings broadcast on live video. Facebook knows they can't really govern it. Maybe we shouldn't amplify live video 850 times what they would have otherwise earned because we can't control it. Let's only do it 65 times. Because they dissolved civic integrity, no one was in place to put those safety mechanisms back on, even though we knew 3 weeks before that something was coming. They dissolved the team that was responsible for acting, and I feel like they should take some responsibility for the consequences.
I would think, Facebook has faced criticism for many years, what they do with our data. Are they, let's say, a force for different types of illegal or problematic, movements on the internet? Initially when you went to Facebook to work, did you have any, did you have any doubt if this was a company that was living up to standards of your own?
I went in with my eyes open. So when I got recruited by Facebook, I told them the only thing I would work on is civic misinformation, right? I wanted to work on misinformation because I had lost someone very close to me to being radicalized on the internet. And I understood the power of social media, of the internet as a whole, in terms of influencing people. I had a friend who helped me relearn to walk when I was really sick in 2014. And he was college educated, he was smart, he was funny, he was empathetic. And yet, after Bernie Sanders lost in 2020, he just went out there because he was reading
a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, he got pulled down the rabbit hole so hard. And that happened, and so I could see that it's not a thing of, we can't write off people who are impacted by misinformation as being ignorant or as being damaged people. Misinformation can take any of us. And so I came in with a real humility on we have to act. And even from the beginning, I was shocked at the lack of concern inside of Facebook for fixing these things.
Has Facebook changed since you blew the whistle?
I've been really,
in your opinion,
I've been very heartened that they have responded in some ways. Like they haven't responded enough, but it's clear that they are listening, right? So for example, at any point in the last 10 years, Instagram could have released parental controls. So that's the ability for like parents to see their kids' feeds, to block certain kinds of content, set time budgets, time allowances. They never did that until a couple months ago. And so they are responding. Or they tried to expand some of their AI systems to cover more languages, which is another response to my concerns around underinvestment in non-English languages. So they are starting to respond to things, but we need to remember, until we have transparency of data, until we have transparency of the algorithms, so that the public can be involved, we can't trust these to regulate our information environment. You know, we trust human editors to focus our attention in newspapers, on television. Unless we can see the bugs in these systems and provide commentary, we should assume these systems are not safe for public consumption.